What?
Sit here.
Squirtle!
You're a menace.
More than anything. Yeah, that's trying to taste something. Skittles?
Would you say like 30 minutes, 20 minutes?
Maybe I'll dip the Swedish, maybe the Swedish fish or one first, if you know what I mean.
Yes. You stick on. Did you motion to go out of closed session?
Yeah.
Okay, then we're fine. Say closed session ends at. Hey, we are on to old business. We have a bill updating blue code of the AS student initiative recruitment detention committee. Yes?
I believe we have one more thing on the consideration.
The resolution regarding SASA?
Yeah, the funding request.
Oh, the funding request. We have IASB's funding request. Senator Solomon.
Motion to reallocate the $2,300 allocated for visa and photos towards IASB at large for the John Prep event.
There is a motion to reallocate IASB's $2,300 fund request towards from DJ and photos to equipment rentals and
Can you see the done at police on that?
Is there a second? Second by Proxy Rose. We're not discussion, Senator Nellis.
For those of y'all who have been in F&D to hear this, is there things on that budget that we can't fund? Because I saw decorations and stuff.
Your budget? I also have the city leadership.
It's always up to our discretion. And for this event, it's really crucial that they have these decorations. That's fine.
Senator Palmer. Question has been called. Is there an objection to call the question?
Consent.
Is there an objection to consent? Seeing none, motion passes. Moving on to old business, a bill updating blue code of the AS student initiated recruitment and detention committee. The floor is now open. Senator Caneo.
Motion to approve blue code of the
This motion passes. Bill 0 second. Senator Nagpal. Now discussion. Senator Cornelis.
Call the question.
Question has been called. Is there an objection to call the question?
Consent.
Is there an objection to consent? Seeing none, motion passes. We're moving on to recess. My recommendation is to skip recess. The floor is now open. Senator Nagpal. There's a motion to skip recess. Is there a second? Same way, Senator Takichi. We're now in discussion. Senator Fernandez. Question has been called. Is there an objection to call the question?
Consent.
Is there an objection to consent? Seeing none, motion passes. AS UCSB reports, administrative committees, boards and commissions, unit reports, President's cabinet report, executive director, or someone. 10 minutes.
Hello.
Here we are out trick or treat. Want some treats. We'll take a break. So, you got it as well? And my report. How y'all doing?
That's good.
Quite a mask going on. So, in terms of my report, I want to start off by a kudo that I received via a report that was sent to me by the Island Vista Arts annual report. As you know, many of the funds that we distribute are within the association and also to student orgs across the campus. But there are also funds that are pass-through funds that people come to, essentially our elections, your elections, and pass measures that actually support other entities, such as Island Vista Arts. And those pass-throughs are expected to send in annual reports to us. So this one came in, and it's really, replete with information. But I wanted to call attention to a kudo that was sent by the director. It says, I'm sending this to you, Marisela, because I wanted you to know what a brilliant job your AS Senator Liaison did last year. See page 8. On page 8, it says, from the board president, it says, this year, as in past years, as in years past, our board was able to meet the needs of Island Vista Arts by functioning as their AS budget approval entity and advising on all proposed expenditures. Additionally, we also welcome AS Senate liaisons Ashley Ning and Jalia Carlton Farouk, who attended many of our meetings and quickly investigated any questions we had about functioning successfully under the AS legal code. So congratulations. In reading my personnel report, you have it in front of you. Personnel announcements include current updates on career staff. Your Director for Community Affairs, Student Development, and Leadership, that position we are currently completing interviews with the finalists concluding next week, and we will have a final appointment soon. Your Campus Support Advisor, the candidate pool is ready and the committee has started. That appointment is going to be made under the guidance of the Assistant Director for Governmental Affairs, Dr. King, who is not with us this evening. Additional changes in staff include Diana Collins-Puente and Sarah Siegschlag. As you can read, they've been serving as your career staff managing an area together as co-interim assistant directors, but I'm actually going to be reassigning both of them, and so that'll be coming up in the next couple of weeks. Your UCIB Part All Center Coordinator, I opened up a search, and I'm conducting those searches, those interviews now. You'll recall last March there was a vacancy in the second position, 50% time, and that is now open, and we're recruiting for that. Your Assistant Director for Business Services, this position formerly held by Matthew Norton. I have included his workload into my workload, which includes overseeing everything from the bike shop to the Associated Students Ticket Office, to publications, to recycling, to the food bank. So in addition to managing the entire association, I actually took on that workload myself. I'm currently reassigning that workload to two folks within the department that will help me with that. The next page, your help desk technician position formerly held by Scott Forden is now vacant. And we're looking to actually fill that position with a position that is of an interim nature, because as we search for it, one of those desktop support is something like all of you all need and all of us need. So we're filling that position now. Finally, a public events manager, a position formerly held by Paul Gronkowski, and his workload is currently absorbed by Marilyn Dukes on behalf of Program Board. That position is open, and so that's really, when that happens, a manager absorbs their 40 hours a week plus another 40 hours a week. So at the present time, all of these vacancies mean that the workload has been redistributed and actually taken up by other folks. So while we're conducting searches, we're also doing all of that work. Moving on to implementation of issues. Last year, Senate passed a comprehensive resolution that actually helped a population that is normally not served on this campus. So undocumented students, primarily supported by UDES, actually requested additional support in the form of legal services. We're providing that. We're going to have a forum where all of you all will be honored for all of your contributions. And that's going to be at the AS Annex on November 9th. Be a good time to make plans to attend that. Your special election is going on. That would be helpful if everybody helped out and told their friends to vote, so it actually could be concluded. If it is not concluded, that position will remain open until it is filled via collection code. Let's see. The additional updates, a lot of them are things that you've heard before or are continuations of things that I've shared with you before, including our new processes, including procurement and contracts. The new issues include the following. As I was telling you, I'm personally overseeing the food bank. And the food bank, currently, although we have brand new refrigeration, one of the refrigerators is brand new but isn't working. That means that 1/3 of the appliances that we just expended money to actually, help us out, is not working. It's not good. It's taking up space, and it's not providing what it's supposed to be providing. So we're going to be turning our attention to that over the next week or so. I detailed out a few other things, including working with a couple of senators on a couple of projects and with the president on a project with the bike shop. And so we're working on that as well. It's pretty much my report. Do you have any questions?
Any questions? Senator Caneo?
So it seems like we're having a lot of leave of professional staff. What would you say is one of the main reasons for them leaving?
That's a good question. A lot of our staff are highly qualified, and they're being recruited all the time. And this is a very, very expensive part of the country to live in. And so the university provides no support for housing in this area. And so everyone is probably, they want to stay, but there's actually no support given to them. So they either commute or they have to look for other positions. So.
And what can the association do to address that issue?
There really isn't much other than advocating. All of your personnel are actually governed by Human Resources, the university. So we cannot have any other benefits in this department that another department doesn't have. So in prior years, senators and officers have tried to provide different benefits for your staff. That's not actually possible. So any changes that would have to happen, it would be happening for all staff, like creating on-campus housing, for example, for staff, or subsidizing housing for staff, because the salaries are actually provided, are proven to be extremely low for living in this area. So kind of like no answer.
Thank you.
Maxine Rose?
So it seems like a lot of people are doing a lot of work. What would you say, as the leader of this group of employees, you're doing to prevent things from falling through the cracks?
Well, that's a good question. What I tend to do, or what I do, in fact, is I either absorb it myself. I absorb more workload on myself, so that folks that don't have that much flexibility can kind of stick to the crucial elements. But we prioritize. And that's basically what we've been doing, and we redistribute the workload so that it doesn't fall through the cracks, but it's not 100% attention to that. So, for example, UCSB is a project that was started by senators several years ago. We've been wanting to give it full attention and grow it, but we can't really grow it because they already have like a 50% person working on it. We had 50% people, but one of them resigned, and so that's why we're making that one position 100% time, so that they can spend more time and have it flourish. So basically, my rule of thumb is to take a look at the workload, prioritize it, and redistribute it, and redistribute it up as much as possible.
Any more questions? Senator Uribe?
I have a quick question, in terms of how you're mentioning with HR department and how it has to be fair across all departments. I know with ARDs and RDs, they get living expenses and food expenses. That's part of their contract. So can you, I don't know if you know, but if you don't know, is there a way possible for you to get those policies so that we can try to emulate those policies for the ARDs and RDs? Because if that's the case, then shouldn't there be a policy in place where all other staff would receive the same benefits with ARDs and RDs?
I'll look into it, Senator. I'm not exactly sure. I think in prior years what we've found is that they're not career employees. So the trade-off is a career employee has benefits and has retirement and so on. And some of those positions, I'd have to look into it. I don't believe that they're career employees. Right.
Thank you.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Could you clarify again, just because I wasn't really sure about it when you mentioned it a few reports ago. AS's tax exemption or nonprofit status or anything.
What about?
Oh, could you clarify if we are a nonprofit or not, or what we are exactly?
We are in fact a 501c3 nonprofit.
Senator Adam.
Hi. Do you have Rodolfo's email, the one who's the advisor to Search for the Food Bank, like off the top of your head, just so I could write it down?
I can write it down.
That'd be awesome. I tried finding it on the AM's website. It's nowhere to be found.
He's not on there?
He was on there, but his contact information wasn't. It wasn't his email.
I'll give it to you.
Thanks.
Well, he's out. I'm actually their backup advisor.
Oh, he's out?
He's out for a few more days. He was out sick and then he's out.
Oh,
for a week.
okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, he's fine.
He's not back for another week. I know. Be back. So if it's a question between now and then, I'm their back.
Senator Caneo.
So yeah, I've actually also noticed something that Senator Adams was pointing out, is that the emails aren't public, like in other departments here at UCSB. Could you give us an explanation as to why?
I don't have one. I think that one of the things that we were doing this past spring and summer was transitioning from AS emails like you all to Gmail. So that may be the reason. But I'll check in tomorrow.
And then follow-up question, could that be a project maybe that could be implemented to make the AS emails more visible for students?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I think that's the intent right on the staff page. But when we moved to Google, that they were all 100%.
Thank you.
Questions? Thank you, Marcella.
Just a quick question. Is there an update for like the Senate webpage? Because like I think all the senators are here from last year, and we don't have like the names and for the new senators and current senators, their information so like the constituents can like reach out.
Yeah, I know that's actually done by your leadership.
Oh, okay.
Senator Perez.
Along those same lines, the board outside the youth, who do you talk to about that?
The big poster, the picture, yeah, that's being developed. Yeah, the graphics design folks are giving me all photographs from the election. So that should be up any day. I'll double check on that.
Any more questions? Thank you, Marcella. Thank you. Evan's report. There.
Hello everyone, happy Halloween. I'm glad I could celebrate it all with you today. On this time. So here's my update on my report. You should all have gotten an email from Raquel about your accountability forms. I don't think you all did, because you should have been on the Exec Senate listserv.
If you don't have an AS email, you're not on the list yet.
Okay. So if you haven't gotten your accountability form, please message me, or I can put it in the Slack so that you can like share it with each other if you aren't on the Slack yet, which is something you all should be. You have to fill these out every week, I believe. Please don't lie about them. It's better to not lie than lie, because we still double check your BCU meds if you're going. So like, just don't do that. Public forum, I'm saying this for the 4th week this year, but please make sure you're being respectful as possible when guests are coming to speak. This means not using your phone in an obvious manner, eating food, and entering the table when they're talking. If you do need to use your phone or if you do need to eat, please step outside. It's not going to be a big deal or anything. You're just going to miss a speaker. The Senate retreat will be taking place this weekend at the Club and Guest House. We'll be having trainings from writing bills and resolutions.
It was booked.
Senator Carlton Crew will be reporting on this later. The fellowship meeting went amazing last Thursday. We had around 35 fellows show up, which is a lot larger than last year. So we expect every executive office this year to receive fellows this year, as well as some BCUs that have requested. I know CUC has already asked me if they could get fellows, which is really exciting. Last weekend, the fellows discussed the executive offices, and tomorrow we'll actually be discussing the Senate. Some of you were already invited to come speak, but if you are open or available tomorrow at 8:30 p.m., you are more than welcome to come and talk to the senators. So you can please message me if you would like to do that. This is my weekly reminder about planning a Senate forum. Reminder that we have funds allocated to Senate for purposes such as completing special projects, doing the Senate forums like buying equipment if we need to. The authorized signers for this account are going to be myself, Zion, Jolly, and Sochi. If you do need to use Senate allocated funds, you need to make a funding request within the Senate meeting so that the Senate can pass it. Ideas. As stated, Maricela talked about last year's Senate allocating funds towards ideas to use for like the immigration lawyer. Since these funds came out of a resolution, that means this needs to be done again this year. As one of the senators who sponsored this resolution last year, if you're interested, you can message me and I can tell you how to go about doing that. If you haven't noticed, Sergeant Matt Bowman came to Senate last week and talked about UCPD and the initiatives they're doing this Halloween. Tomorrow, me and all the executive officers are going to be actually meeting with him again and talking about more like general like policing and ID and on-campus issues. And we just want to develop a relationship with him, and I'm going to try to see if he can come here at least once a month, if not at least once a quarter. The UCSB Governance Board will be meeting once we appoint all of our respective representatives. As you can see, there are some appointments on the agenda today, and I look forward to representing AS along with the fellow undergrads that will be appointed, if they are. And I'm still looking for a proxy to the Student Fee Advisory Committee, which meets Thursdays from 2 to 3 p.m. in the SRP. If you're interested in student fees and are free at this time, please message me. They've been messaging me every week about getting someone there. Student fees, and it's not AS. Wow. I'll be taking questions.
Proxy Rose.
As a proxy, am I included in these email listservs?
I don't think so.
Do I have to follow up? Do I have to fill out the accountability that I am doing?
I don't see my own.
Can I get myself on that list?
No one has filled in the accountability form yet, so you're not being.
I can add you. Just send me a message with what email you use to like for work. Yeah, then I'll add you to the list.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any more questions? Thanks, Steven. Oh, next speaker.
ADPSA, there is none. Student Advocate General.
Hello, happy holidays. So this past week, to catch you all up, we're having our retreat on November 10th, which is a Saturday. That's when we're going to have all of our training. Some of the trainings that we're going to be holding as an office are the Safe Zone training. We're going to be working with Office of Ombuds to do a training. We're going to be doing financial aid, the LRC, Title IX, care. And that's it. Yeah, and that's it. So we're going to try to make sure our office is really well-rounded in all those different areas. We're hosting an event November 15th. It's a sexual assault and prevention and self-defense workshop, and so that's going to be in place of our office meeting. So we're going to be making a Facebook event soon, so you all are more than welcome to attend that meeting. We're working on the manual, so those should be out soon for you all to take a look at if you wish. So Mayela presented at the fellowship info meeting, and so as you all know, we're going to be getting fellows soon. So they'll probably be introducing themselves on behalf of our office as well. The caseworkers are working on a Know Your Rights event, and so they've been working on that for the past week, and so tomorrow during our office meeting they're going to present a plan for that, and so at the next Senate meeting we'll give you all more details about when that's going to be held. The current plan that they have now is to have a Know Your Rights event in one of the first year dorms and also in one of the transfer areas, so San Ynez is the current plan for that. Our community outreach coordinator did an amazing job with the strikes. We had our exec team wake up and alternate around 4 a.m. all 3 days of the strike, so that was really good. We also had a sign-up sheet for our office, and so there was an office member present at all times of the strike. We also had infographic floating around, and we made sure to be present for that. Additionally, myself and one of the caseworkers and one of the community outreach coordinators attended a police contracting grievances workshop so that we are better able to assist people just in case more situations pop up following the strikes. So we had an increase in housing cases, and those are not just pertaining to university housing. They're also like Isla Vista housing cases, which isn't our jurisdiction, but I feel like that's being in the Cordell Center is paying off in that sense because we're able to better connect with Robin and redirect them to the LRC instead of them getting lost in the whole process. We're switching the academic division caseworkers from Payton to Radhika, so I'll have her introduce herself whenever she gets more well acquainted with the office. She's going to be introducing herself tomorrow. We're just switching them over. Looking for a new housing caseworker because we're working with Berkeley's student advocate to create a new caseworker division, and so that's just to make sure that our advocate office are more comprehensive. And that's just because I feel like Berkeley does a really good job of filling in all those gray areas, and so we're going to be adding in a grievances caseworker position so that whatever cases that we get that doesn't follow specifically within the social justice realm or the policy realm, so that would be like Title IX discrimination. We have a caseworker who's more well trained in all those areas and serves as a better resource so that the caseworkers are able to connect students with resources right away, whereas having them wait longer for that. I believe that is it for my report, and I'll be taking questions.
Any questions? Maxie Rose.
In light of the resolution that we just passed, the adopting the definition of anti-Semitism, would you be open to having your office go through anti-Semitism training?
Yeah. Yep. So we've been adding trainings on as people felt like the LRC training is one that we didn't think about doing, and that's confidentiality until somebody sells it up to us. And so we're more than open to having any more trainings. If anybody else feels like it's appropriate for us to do.
I agree.
So this isn't really pertaining to your office, what are the updates on the quarter zips?
Oh, the updates on the quarter zips. So I asked people to message me separately if they wanted a separate design. And so I'm now going to introduce 6 different designs because last year when we did that, it was all equally split, and it just prolonged the process of picking a design, and it was just a whole mess. So I'm going to be more limited to designs, and so if you have a specific design in mind, go ahead and message me separately, and then we'll create a poll on it so it's more democratic and we're able to facilitate that process. more easily. So yeah, if you have a design in mind, go ahead and do that. I know Melissa had mentioned one of the designs, but that's the old university logo. So if you all are okay with using the old one, that's fine. I just don't know if you wanted to include the updated one for that.
Thank you, Ayo.
Senator Nellis?
I don't know if you can answer this because this might be a bit difficult. But has your office looked into like cases regarding emotional support animals and university housing discriminating against folks and like retaliating against them for those things? I know that there have certain policies that don't follow federal policies. They're choosing to pick and choose what they allow and stuff. So have you looked at that been brought to your attention? Is there anything your office is doing?
We can chat separately if you want to discuss a future project for the office to take on regarding that policy, but there's so many policies around religion on campus, and so it's kind of hard to touch upon it without knowing more about what you're talking about.
Yeah.
If you want to step later, if you want to.
For sure.
Senator Rebate?
If we wanted to like submit a new university logo for the color zips like that we create, would you be open to that? Like including that like as one of the designs?
Are you saying that you want to include like you just want a whole different logo for the
like,
for the quarter zip, like you don't want the
well, it'll be like a university logo, but like a new redesigned one that
like you want to make your own?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why not. Like, if you want to create your own, that's like cool and people like it. I would crazy for it.
Any more questions? Roxy Rose?
Could you elaborate on your current Halloween costume?
Yeah, so I'm a Grecian goddess. My name is Bessia.
Thank you, Ariel.
Any more questions? Thank you. On Senate Representative reports, once again, you each get 2 minutes, but Pete cautions that if everyone speaks up to 50 minutes. Going to Senator Fernando.
So once again, we start with me. So just going on a little bit more, so far IDTU has the elections for the remaining positions. We'll be working on a bill to update the legal code and creating an interim position. Along with that, they're looking for more volunteers for the beloved community. And like I was saying, looking community service hours or know people that need community service hours, please send my way or to IBTU. Currently, what they're looking for is basically distributing information around the Greek housing and churches area, so around that area. Yes, and then Senator Ornelas actually brought a really good point is basically service and emotional animals and having an issue with landlords and university policy is one of the projects that will soon be developed. So if you're interested, you can also reach out to me, Senator Ornelas, Vice Chair Young. I'm not Vice Chair. Oh, sorry. But IDTU member
Hi. Court Commission is going good. We're going to have a new updated bill. I don't know exactly how it's going to look yet because it's a weird request, but I think I can make it work. So prepare for that. And any questions I can be able to answer. Public Mental Health Commission met for the first time informally. It wasn't an official meeting, but it was a meeting, and I'm excited. So yeah, let's looking for representatives, so people want to apply, and if people want to apply, send them to the applications. And yeah, that's about it. Oh, internal meeting on Thursday, tomorrow. So yeah.
IBCRC is, so their big event for the fall, for for fall quarter was the Cardall Carnival, and that was a huge success. That was a couple weeks ago. So they're working on a couple smaller events, study jam, more details to come soon. So bear with me for a quick sec. So Sydney's Senator Carswayner's other liaison trip is with the Global Gaucho Commission. I understand that Sammy Kayal brought this BCU last year, but it currently has no chair, no members, and while I really do see the need for this commission because I feel that international students are widely overlooked on this campus and in representation in our student government. Their current allotted budget is $19,800, which is a lot of money to be going to nowhere. And it was brought to my attention through the F&B advisor that CFO Mungray can reallocate funds. So I'm going to be speaking with him about reallocating those funds because it's week 5 and there's no chair and there's no response from the person that started this BCU. And although I do see the need, I don't really see it coming to fruition. So if you'd like to talk to me about that, I'd be more than open. I believe that Senator Chauhan is the other liaison to that, so I will also be talking to him. But $19,000 in a fiscal year where we also seem to not be, or hopefully fingers crossed, but are potentially not having an ABPSA, you know, it seems like a lot of money to go to waste. So hopefully we can reallocate it to other BCUs that are working on amazing projects. I yield.
Echoing off what Senator Uribe said, External will be meeting tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Location to be announced. Happy Halloween. I yield.
For program board, the room is great. Robotaki in the hub with special guest Lumberjack is tomorrow at 8:30. Get your tickets if you haven't already. And next week's Tuesday film will be The Equalizer 2.
Rafa said, or Senator Cornejo mentioned all the updates for IBTU. EAB, they're doing good. I know the environmental justice project that the chair is working on is moving forward, meeting with different folks, so that's going good. And then at their general meetings right now, they do a lot of workshops, so I know one thing that they're doing is sustainability tips for people to implement in their own daily lives. I think today they were going to be doing a Jeopardy with giving people information on, since we can't directly talk about like propositions and stuff, they're just informing people about kind of rent control laws and different stuff like that, so people can be more informed when they vote. And then I'll update external committee when we do committee updates, and then I'm just working with HRB to update some of their legal code, and I want to touch on something real quick. Last year, Senate Liaison was working with HRB to update their legal code, and for some reason, I don't know if it was an accident, mistake, or purposely, but they made changes that HRB like wasn't fully aware of. And so please don't like insert yourself or like make changes to legal code without consulting your BCUs, because that's not really fair and that's not what we're here to do. Anyway.
Lobby Corps is working on, I think it's around 5 campaigns, so it's like things like the environment, sexual assault, there's a whole bunch of things they're working on. And they're also working on endorsing, I think, the support for a resolution affecting undocumented students. I'm not going to say too much more because I don't have it in front of me. CAB is mostly just like funding different events and different orgs right now. And RHA is kind of working through the kinks of like starting over with a whole new board and stuff. There's some stuff about people being able to post in halls or go door to door and the rules with that, because they've been butting heads with residence halls a lot lately. I yield.
The Trans Student Alliance, they haven't done like a lot of social events, mostly because they're trying to figure out like about expanding towards like going to conferences and reaching out to community colleges. So right now that's where they're focusing on, and they might do some of that. They're also looking into opening or creating new positions on the board to oversee these type of things. As far as like SAC, they're doing the usual thing. They do have to need like representatives for certain university-owned housing. So if you have any friends in university-owned housing, and they want like to get paid to throw events, like that's a good position for them. Also looks good on your CV. But then,
Hi everybody. So I've been meeting with the Commission on Disability Equality the past few weeks, and I've got some stuff to report. Really awesome people, small knit group, and they're really awesome. First things first, tomorrow they're doing like a sort of midterm pick-me-up, I think is what they're calling it. They're offering succulents and like drinks and like little compliments. I believe this is happening outside of the UCSB. They're a small little group, but you know, supplies, I don't know how their supplies are going, but if you're interested in that or you know people who would like that, just spread the word. It's tomorrow. I believe it's at 11. I think they're getting out there at 11 a.m. And if that changes, I'll tell you guys in the chat. But other than that, they're working on some really cool stuff. I'm sure you guys are aware of the Magic Lantern films that take place at the Ivy Theater. They're working with those people there to offer subtitles so that people who are deaf or hard of hearing can enjoy those as well. So that's really cool. And then for those of you who have been birding just around IB or on campus, they wanted me to ask you guys and tell your constituents to be mindful about leaving on the sidewalk so that people with disabilities don't have a hard time getting yield.
Hello everyone. Coastal Fund is doing great. We're funding a lot of awesome projects, and we have some like beach cleanups and some restoration projects coming up very soon that you can sign up for on the Coastal Fund's website. And then the Public and Mental Health Commission, like Senator Uribe mentioned, met for the first time, and during that meeting we discussed some really awesome ideas like working with student health to get flu shots at cost distributed at the UCSB for free for students. So ideas like that are coming into play. I think it's going to be awesome, and I yield.
Hey guys, thanks for committee. Met today. As for DCUs, nothing material to report. Keep it short and sweet. I yield.
Okay, but I have a lot of updates, but if you really want to know about them, you can come to my office hours. Oh yeah, the retreat is still a work in progress. So I will let you know once I have that solidified. Again, come to my office hours. Thank you. I yield.
So CERC is still looking for mentors. We don't want to pair mentees with all the mentors we want. So y'all, like if you are remotely interested in helping a proficient student, like we really need mentors. Let me know if you want the application for it. It's super simple and it's a really sweet process. I love having mentees. So yeah, also remember to use gender inclusive language. Thank you. I yield.
Yes. So External Affairs had their first meeting today. Nemo was there. He said it went really great. So he just flashed his beautiful green eyes, and everyone had a great time. All right.
Yeah, Coastal Fund, they're going to do beach cleanups, and they're a really good way to get community service hours. So yeah, for those on social media, Take Back the Night, I connected with one of the people who's involved with that. Thank you, Zion, for her contact information. And their Survivors Healing event looks like it's a go from what I saw on her social media. Unless that's from last year, because it's for the spring. Okay, well, I'll get you guys more information, or folks. Trying. I'll get y'all, I'll get y'all more information, because I think that's going to be a really great event. And I'm gonna be honest, still needing to get in contact with the bottom line, but I have taken it into my own hands to whenever I go to the dining commons to rearrange their stacks of newspaper, because they're always messed up. So, got you. Yep.
Hey y'all, happy Halloween night. The Legal Resources Center and the Bike Shop are pushing updates if there's opportunities for resources.
Sir, their study jam went really, really well. We usually have it in the it's SRB multi-purpose room, but it was like completely filled, so now we're looking at renting out the hub, which is really great. Like people are playing their friends, and our marketing team is really good. Michelle, who does that, and like, so we didn't even have to table in the arbor this year, and like we still had it packed, which is really cool because we get people to learn about our this year. And then I'm working with a lot of different organizations, including Night, SASA, Emily, who just came up to create a Survivor Solidarity event. That's going to be on November 6th. It's really perfect timing because the Miranda Berg is coming on the 5th, and then the event is on the 6th, and then after that is a town hall with UCPD and a lot of other administrative people who have to do with sexual assault on our campus. And it's going really well. We got our pins. If anyone wants to see them, they look like this. And then if you could, I'm going to post the graphics. If you could change your cover photo to the event, that would be a lot of help because we're trying to have a lot of people there and we put in a lot of work into that. I've been planning this for almost a month with a lot of people's help, so I would really appreciate your support.
Hey, so I had to check this out. Our EPPLA discussed what culture appropriation is, and I suggest that senators do research on what that looks like and what it is. The Afro is culturally appropriating the Black community, and I just want you all to know ignorance is not bliss, especially in this case.
The Black Commission met today. I'm going to point out like November 15th at Fort Center. They're giving out lights. They have like 400 or something, so if y'all want some, you should go. Scored with me today because of Halloween. And tomorrow the SRB is putting on a Dia de los Muertos celebration for the Dia de Dead case. They have food, usually tamales, so really good, like authentic, like homemade, like Latinx cuisine. If y'all want to pop in and like look around, it's really beautiful.
I'm still waiting on AS Pubs to give me the prices for the items they need, so we can work on that. And I found out that Greek Council exists. It's Greeks Go Green, so I've been working with them on different projects they have.
Happy Halloween. There you go.
Administrative reports.
Okay, just a real quick thing. When this goes for everyone, but especially anyone who sits near me while I'm taking minutes, if you can, please keep the noise to a minimum. It's already hard enough to hear as it is. And when y'all are like shuffling papers or like doing some other thing, it's really hard for me to concentrate on what's being said. And that's kind of the whole reason that I'm here. So if you could just keep the volume down, that'd be great. Thank you.
Standing Committee on Finance and Business.
I wrote up my report for Isabella benefit, I guess. So my report is I've been doing weekly funding reports. Please check those out and share so that students can know where their student fees are being allocated towards. Every week I'll post those on my Facebook and the Finance and Business Facebook page. The $250 startup funds for OSL groups have been now allocated to eligible groups. If they have not received their funds already, that is due to issues with the registration with the Office of Student Life. And additionally, on the marketing side, we are working on creating brochures to publicize the work that we do. As of the last meeting on October 29th, we have $12,325 in OSL fund, $109 in Senate unallocated, 45,000 SLOP, 45,000 culture graduations, $21,000 in sports teams, 20,000 in academic teams, 60,900 in conference funds. These numbers need to be adjusted for how much we allocated groups as of last meeting. But if any groups have any questions, or if you have questions personally, please attend the meetings or email finance or chair@as.ucsb.ucsb. I encourage you all to go. The meetings are weekly on Mondays at 4 p.m. in the State Street room, which is downstairs.
Standing Committee on External Affairs.
Dylan kind of mentioned it earlier, but External Affairs met today for the first time. We just met to kind of figure out what External Affairs is going to look like for the rest of the year, just because not a lot of things are sent there, so we don't necessarily have to meet so often. We also started discussing what help we can offer in terms of the EDPSA vacancy. External affairs is supposed to work alongside the EDPSA in terms of things that happen in Senate, and external is just trying to figure out their options, and if they can write a resolution to do something, they'll do so. I am resigning from external committee, so they're going to be choosing a new vice chair soon from themselves.
Standing committee on internal affairs.
Yeah, so basically just echoing what we were saying earlier, we're going to have our internal meeting tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. in the third common. Anyone can comment on
Food Insecurity Leadership Council.
So we're reaching out to different orgs pertaining to the council, and we are trying to get this running at its terms. So we're pushing for states. So
yeah, just to go off what Rafael said, we're out there, we're trying to do it, but we are in returns and we need help. So if you're interested in, food insecurity and helping your constituents, we'd appreciate any help from senators, because you guys do have a seat at the table if you want. But
Moving on to minutes and allocations, we have Senate minutes, 7:24, the floor is now open. Senator Rebay.
Motion to approve that.
There's a motion for these minutes. Is there a second? Senator Briseno, on discussion. Proxy Alex. Question has been called. Is there objection? Call the question.
Consent.
Is there objection? Consent. Seeing none, motion passes. Administrative committees are none. Boards and commissions, we have elections board 1021, 1025, QCOM 1022, Women's Commission 1018, EAB 1029, Quasi 1024, is not open. Senator Rebay.
Motion to bundle and approve all commission minutes.
There's a motion to bundle and approve boards and commissions minutes. Is there a second? Senator Nagpal, on discussion. Senator Corneo.
Call the question.
Question has been called. Is there objection? Call the question.
Consent.
Is there objection? Consent. Seeing none, motion passes. Unit minutes, we have CERC 1024, 1030, IVCRC 1022, 1029, KCSB 1018, CAT 1029, Coastal Fund 1030, TSA 1030, CMU 1009, 1015, 1030. The board is not open. Senator Hernandez.
Motion to bundle and approve all units.
There's a motion to bundle and approve unit minutes. Is there a second? Senator Briseno, on discussion. Senator Nagpal. Question has been called. Is there objection? Call the question. Is there an objection? Consent. Seeing none, motion passes. Finance and business 1029. Senator Solomon.
I reserved my right. I realized that there are two things that need to be added to appointments. One, Anya Yang from Finance and Business resigned as finance officer. And two, for 2 weeks I've been trying to get the appointment of Esther Liu to accounting intern. That's a position that I created through the bill that we passed a couple weeks ago. And it's really important that we have this position because she can't start sending emails to student groups until she has officially the position. So it's respectful to add that. So with that said, I motion to move back into the acceptance of agenda in order to reconsider the agenda.
There's a motion to suspend the order of day and move back into acceptance of agenda. Is there a second? Second by Senator Rubin, on discussion. Senator Nellis.
Call the question.
Question has been called. Is there objection? Call the question.
Consent.
Is there objection? Consent. Seeing none, motion passes. Senator Solomon.
I motion to add the resignation of Anya Yang.
Senator Solomon.
Motion to add the resignation of Anya Yang as finance officer. Can I just do it at the same time? And add the appointment of Esther Liu to accounting intern.
There's the motion to add the resignation of Anya Yang as finance officer and appointment of Esther Liu as an accounting intern to appointments. Is there a second? Senator Nagpal, on that discussion. Senator Uribe. Question has been called. Is there an objection? Call the question.
Consent.
Is there an objection? Consent. Seeing none, motion passes. Senator Carlton Crew.
Motion to resume the orders of the day.
There's a motion to resume orders of the day. Is there a second? Second by Proxy Alex, round of discussion. Senator Hernandez. Call the question. Question has been called. Is there an objection? Call the question.
Consent.
Is there an objection? Consent. Seeing none, motion passes. We are still in acceptance of finance and business minutes. Proxy Rose.
I move to accept finance and business minutes.
There's a motion to accept the finance and business minutes. Is there a second? Second by Senator Hernandez, round of discussion. Senator Nellis.
Call the question.
Question has been called. Is there an objection? Call the question.
Consent.
Is there an objection? Consent. Seeing none, motion passes.
Chair.
Yes.
I'd like to recuse myself from appointments.
Give me a leave. You may excuse yourself. Appointment, or first we have the resignation of Alex Funk as Finance and Business Committee Vice Chair. The floor is now open. So that can be it.
Motion to accept the resignation of Alex.
There's a motion to accept the resignation of Alex Funk as F&B Vice Chair. Is there a second? Sorry, Senator Funk, we're on discussion. Proxy Alex.
Call the question.
Question has been called. Is there objection? Call the question.
Consent.
Objection to consent. Seeing none, motion passes. We have the resignation of Alexis Bencourt to Finance and Business Committee. The floor is now open. Senator Taguchi.
Motion to bundle and you can't put it. Okay. Motion to accept the resignation of Alexis Bencourt, Finance and Business Committee.
There's a motion to accept the resignation of Alexis Bencourt to Finance and Business Committee. Is there a second? Second by Proxy Eric. We're now in discussion. Senator Tubian. Question has been called. Is there objection? Call a question.
Consent.
Is there objection? Consent. Seeing none, motion passes. We have the resignation of Christian Ornelas as External Committee Vice Chair. Senator Caneo.
Motion to accept the resignation of Christian Ornelas as external.
There's a motion to accept the resignation of Christian Ornelas as External Committee Vice Chair. Is there a second? Second by Senator Uribe. In our discussion, Senator Senyo. Question has been called. Is there objection? Call the question.
Consent.
Is there objection? Consent. Seeing none, motion passes. We have the resignation of Peyton Stolmeyer as Academic Division Caseworker for OSA. The floor is now open. Senator Uribe.
Motion to approve the resignation of Peyton Stolmeyer of Academic Division Caseworker.
There's a motion to accept the resignation of Payne Stolmeyer as Academic Division Caseworker for OSA. Is there a second? Senator Carlton Carew. We're not in discussion. Senator Solari. Question has been called. Is there objection? Call the question.
Consent.
Is there objection? Consent. Seeing none, motion passes. We have the resignation of Anya Yang as Finance Officer. Senator Uribe.
Motion to accept the resignation of Anya Yang as Finance Officer.
There's a motion to accept the resignation of Anya Yang as Finance Officer. Is there a second? Second by Senator Adam. We're not in discussion. Senator Solomon.
Call the question.
Question has been called. Is there objection? Call the question.
Consent.
Is there objection? Consent. Seeing none, motion passes. Okay. Now we can bundle and group things. So we have Carolina Castro Leyva as Finance Officer, Christian Ornelas to Finance and Business Committee, Christian Ornelas to Finance and Business Committee Vice Chair, Raquel Amari as Finance Officer, and Esther Lewis F&B Accounting Intern. The floor is now open.
Should I recuse myself? Okay. Do I have to leave?
Does it matter if there are typos? Like, his name is spelled wrong?
It doesn't matter. Senator Uribe.
Motion to bundle and approve all of the appointments to Finance and Business.
There's a motion to bundle for Finance and Business appointments. Is there a second? Second by Proxy Alex. We're not in discussion. Senator Solomon. Question has been called. Is there objection? Call a question.
Consent.
Is there objection? Is there objection?
No.
Is there objection? Consent. Seeing none, motion passes. We have Alexis Betancourt to External Affairs Committee. Proxy Alex.
I move to accept the appointment of Alexis Bencourt to External Affairs.
There's a motion to appoint Alexis Betancourt to External Affairs. There's a second. Senator Tubian. On discussion. Senator Caneo.
Call the question.
Question has been called. Is there objection? Call the question.
Consent.
Is there objection? Consent. Seeing none, motion passes. We have Radhika Patel as the Academic Division Caseworker for OSA. Senator Nagpal.
Motion to approve Radhika Patel as Academic Division Caseworker for OSA.
There's a motion to approve Radhika Patel as Academic Division Caseworker for OSA. Is there a second? Senator Rubin. On discussion. Senator Tubian.
Call the question.
Question has been called. Is there objection? Call the question.
Consent.
Is there objection? Consent. Seeing none, motion passes. We have Emily Orr as Administrative Coordinator for Bike Committee. Senator Uribe.
Motion to accept Emily Orr as Administrative Coordinator for Bike Committee.
There's a motion to appoint Emily Orr as the Administrative Coordinator for Bike Committee. Is there a second? Senator Culture Committee on discussion. Senator Caneo.
Call the question.
Question has been called. Is there objection? Call the question.
Consent.
Is there objection? Consent. Seeing none, motion passes. We have Amin Hussein as Solicitor General for Office of the Attorney General. Senator Adam.
I move to approve Amin Husseini as Solicitor General for Office of the Attorney General.
There's a motion to appoint Hamid Husseini as Solicitor General for Office of the Attorney General. Is there a second? Second by Senator Tubian. Round of discussion. Senator Proxy Alex. Question has been called. Is there objection? Call a question.
Consent.
Is there objection? Consent. Seeing none, motion passes. We now have Sarah Soren as Youth and Gov Board Representative, Megan Murdoch as Youth and Gov Board Representative, Rose Edelson as Youth and Government Board Representative. The floor is now open. Senator Uribe.
Motion to bundle and approve all Youth and Governance Board Representative appointments.
There's a motion to appoint all youth, bundle and approve Youth and Gov Board Representative appointments. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Briseño. Now discussion. Senator Tubian. A question has been called. Is there objection? Call a question.
Consent.
Is there objection? Consent. Seeing none, motion passes. Can someone let them over? Thanks, Mayella. We are now in discussion items. There are none. Remarks. Which is my question? Let's talk about our weeks. And if you do have a Halloween costume, what are you? Starting on that side.
How's my week? I got a midterm, so I'm really excited for that. I have my costume. It's really sad that I didn't dress up this year. You?
I have a midterm every week until finals, so it's going great. How you?
Yeah. I will have the graphics from my event by, I want to wait until the transfer stuff is done. So Thursday afternoon, expect some graphics and please change your.
I don't have any major ones. I'm dressing up as Bob Ross. Fucking spookier than a Senate meeting.
I'm thinking about starting my own tutoring business for public speaking, slides, and presentations. So if you guys need help with that, let me know. Do reach all my friends. And tomorrow for my grad day, I'm being Regina George in a funny costume. My boyfriend's being Aaron Samuels, dressed as a football player. Yeah, kind of.
I have 2 midterms this week, and I'm doing a midterm next week. And then I'm a cowboy. Somebody thought I was Indiana Jones, which I was kind of surprised by. I mean, if I had the whip, I guess it was. I'm a tiger because my nickname is Tiger.
I still haven't been able to get in contact with CFF. I contacted a few people on Facebook that people told me about, but if you don't know anybody in CFF, let me know. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot.
I don't know if any of you all can guess what I am. Okay, yeah, never mind. It's not as cool anymore. I do.
I had 2 midterms this week, one on psych, and today I had an entire midterm on soil. It actually went really well. If you need any like soil questions, I can help. Me and Gracie are going to Robotalkie tomorrow. If you are going, try to find us. We'll be there. I'm excited. Robotalkie's an EDM artist, but it's like soft EDM. Not like some like other new stuff.
I have 4 papers due in the next 3 weeks, so that's really fun. Yeah.
I had 2 midterms the same day back to back, so that was rough. I think I did okay, and I told Chipotle today I was a lumberjack, so I could get the $4 discount. And they gave it to me, so that was good.
My week was pretty good. I had a midterm Wednesday, that went well, and then today I surfed with dolphins. I saw some dolphins jump like all the way out of the water, which is like the first time I've ever seen that here. And my costume is Bob Ross / hippie, but I understand that I may have offended people's sensitivities, and I'm sorry about that. So the afro has been removed, and I will reconsider in the future whether or not I wear an afro. So I yield. I'm sorry.
I didn't dress up. That was me. And I was also wrong on the whole, I was also wrong on the whole secular thing. It's actually 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. tomorrow. So, cool. I yield.
This weekend was pretty rough. This week was pretty rough, but I did get to go see my brother for a little bit, which is really nice because I haven't seen him in a while, really close. UCLA's dining halls was UCSB catering for shame, not just BLG, like UCSB catering. It was the most incredible brunch I've ever had, and he gets rollover swipes, so like I got it for free. Just putting that out there. Also, it was really, 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 really empowering to see so many faces from a whole variety of backgrounds at the vigil. So thank you all for being there. I really loved seeing you and receiving products and like into the world to be effective. Thank you.
This week, the first half of the week was really busy. I had 2 midterms. And I'm done. I have some papers due. And so that's good. And now I have pretty much a clear week until it starts over. And then it's busy again.
My week's cool. I finished my midterm and finished my presentations for this week. Yeah, I guess.
My week's going pretty well. I'm excited for parents and family weekend because family's going to come visit me. This is supposed to be part of a zombie costume, but I just took away parts of like previous year's costume. I yield.
This has been a week. That's about all I can say about that. To reiterate what Leah just said, for those of you that came out to the memorial yesterday, we really appreciate all the support that the Jewish community has gotten over these last few days. If you are interested in coming to Shabbat services or dinner, services are at 6:30 on Friday at Santa Barbara Hillel, and dinner is at 7:15. Actually, it might be 6 and 6:45. Yika said that if you want to dress like her, you just gotta wear a t-shirt and jeans. So I guess I'm
I forgot what I was gonna say, but I forgot it's not important. But yeah, I yield.
So the past 3 weeks for me have been, the past 3 weeks have been very rough. It's been midterms, projects, assignments, back to back. I actually have a midterm on Friday, but I really want to celebrate Halloween tonight, for what that is. And I'm basically, I attempted last minute to be Georgie from It. Georgie, I
Don't consider it, just don't do it. Please.
Thank you.
Marcella? Your remarks? No remarks? Holly, your remarks?
No, I'm good. Had a great week.
Your extra remark?
Yeah, I wanted to get a head count for who would be available Friday, 6 to 9 p.m. and Saturday, 11 to 3 p.m. for this retreat.
Like any Friday or Saturday?
This Friday and Saturday. So this Friday, 6 to 9 p.m. This Saturday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So let's do Friday first. Friday, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. And Saturday? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Thank you. That's it.
So what's happening this week?
Saturday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Foxy Rose.
Motion to adjourn.
There's a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? Second, third, and LS for discussion, third, interview.
Call the question.
Question has been called. Is there an